One, two,
Boom.
three.
Yeah, good morning, everybody.
Good morning, everybody.
That's right. Hey, happy Father's Day right off the bat to everybody out there that's a dad. Boomage. This day's for you this month. I always say the whole month. Celebrate the whole month. And, yeah, we appreciate, right?
Mm-hmm.
All the good dads. And today's devotion is titled No Greater Indignity or Love. It's out of Luke 15. And this is about basically a father, if you will. It is. That he had two sons. And one, basically wanted to get his stuff and hit the road. And so let's find out how that works out. So it's out of Luke chapter 15, verses 11 through 24. And he said, a certain man had two sons. And the younger of them said to his father, Father, give me the portion of goods that falleth to me. And he divided unto them his living. And not many days after the younger son gathered all together, and took his journey into a far country, and there wasted his substance with riotous living. And when he had spent all, there arose a mighty famine in that land, and he began to be in want. And he went and joined himself to a citizen of that country, and he sent him unto his fields to feed swine. And he said, or he would have fainted, have filled his belly with the husk that the swine did eat. And no man gave unto him. And when he came to himself, he said, How many hired servants of my father's have bread enough and to spare, and I perish with hunger? I will arise and go to my father, and will say unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and before thee, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. Make me as one of thy hired servants. And he arose and came to his father. But when he was yet a great way off, his father saw him, and he had compassion, and he ran and fell on his neck and kissed him. And the son said unto him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and in thy sight, and am no more worthy to be called thy son. But the father said unto his servants, Bring forth the best robe, and put it on him, and put a ring on his hand, and shoes on his feet. And bring hither the fatted calf, and kill it, and let us eat and be merry. For this my son was dead, and is alive again. He was lost, and is found. And they began to be merry. Now his elder son was in the field, and as he came and drew near to the house, he heard music and dancing. Well, I read another extra verse there, but so here we go. We got a father's love right here that we're talking about, and loves all his children. He's got two sons in this instance, and this is a parable of Jesus. And if you will, it's a parable about us. Put yourself in that position, and everybody don't do it, because one son stayed and worked and did his duties of what he had always done. But the other one took what was his and got out of there. Thought he could do better or whatever, Mm-hmm. And it said not too many days. So he went through it, buddy. He blasted through everything that he had, to the point where he was actually working with people and being their hired servant, and then eating, because no person would give him any food. He was eating with the pigs. And he finally come to his mind and says, you know what am I doing? My father's hired servants have bread to eat, and more, even more than enough. Mm. So he gets himself back together and goes back to the father. And the father, he wasn't mad and saying, oh, here he's coming back. No, he was excited and proud and happy that he seen him coming afar off, coming back. And he told everybody to go ahead and get this and get that. Get a ring for his finger, shoes for his feet. Because he loved him. And that's what God, our Father, on Happy Father's Day, loves us. All of us have wandered away, and some haven't, but some have. And, he's happy and excited to see when you do realize what you've been doing, that you've realized it, and that you come back to him, Yeah, so here's this devotion. Let's go ahead and jump into it. The selfish boy in this story asked for his part of the inheritance, while his father was still alive and well. Total disrespect. He packed it all up and left the country, unheard of. A more prudent son would have stayed at home to help care for his aging parents, as was the custom. These two misdeeds would have been terribly disturbing to Jesus' mostly Pharisee audience. Then Jesus piles on more shameful behavior by declaring that the son wasted all of his inheritance in a very short time, in wicked living. After the famine hit, the son hired out to a farmer to do one job that would be most despicable for a Jewish man: feed his pigs. This scenario could not have been any more distasteful for that crowd to hear. To complete this story of extreme sin and extreme forgiveness, Jesus describes the Father's response like nothing they could imagine. He says the compassionate Father eagerly awaited the Son's return. At the first glimpse, he ran to his son, hugged him. When the son started his repentant speech, the Father began directing his servants to bring the best robe, ring, and shoes for him. Then, to prepare the prize calf for the banquet. We can't outreach the loving arms of our Heavenly Father. Well, that's good. We can't outreach the loving arms of our Heavenly Father. And the Son, this devotion, the reading in Luke here stopped. And of course I read verse 25. But the other son, the older son that stayed, he did not like this. Had it been up to him, he would have just said, nope, you're an outcast and you ain't coming back and all that. So it's like that saying, we've said before, like, I'm glad God's the only judge. Just like in this instance, if it was up to the older brother wouldn't give his younger brother nothing back. He wouldn't accept him back. But the Father does, see. The Father forgives. He forgives us for when we are stupid and disrespectful, selfish. And then when if we wake up and realize how stupid and disrespectful and selfish we was, guess what? He's there. He's there awaiting you. He's awaiting for you to come back to him. And it makes everything right again. So on Happy Father's Day, I'm so thankful that I have a good dad on earth. Yes. And my grandpas before. And uncles. And cousins. That were good men.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm thankful for most? Is that our Heavenly Father loves us unconditionally. I mean, he loves us. He wants the best for us. He wants to put that best robe and that best ring and that best shoes so to speak, and that most beautiful, best feast. He wants us to be satisfied. He wants us to be happy. And he's the one that can do it. You know, the world, like the younger boy thought, he thought, give me all my inheritance and I can go out here in the world and have a better life. He thought. Just like a lot of us do. We think we can do everything. I can do better. I can get, and look what I done. Look what I've created. Look at my success that I got. No. You're fooled. You're fooled by the world. And the world will do nothing but daggum consume you and spit you out. But when it does, guess what? Our Heavenly Father is right there.
Oh,
Right
wow.
there waiting for us to come back home. And so this was a great devotion, I think, for the day. Happy Father's Day. And yeah. So happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Thank you, dear Lord, for helping us and being patient with us and basically carrying us through this crazy world we live in. Yeah. So there's it. There's it. There it is. We appreciated everybody watching. Go out and have an awesome weekend and Father's Day. And keep it cool because it's warming up out there. It's summertime, right?
Summertime.
Yep. So we'll see y'all on the beautiful next one, okay? Peace out. Love you all. Yeah.
And I would like to say to everybody to please never give up, because you're so worth and you're so special.
That's right.
And you have perfect. A beautiful purpose. So you guys, we'll see you on the beautiful next one, okay? Love you guys. And happy Father's Day.
Yep. Have a good one. We'll see ya.